G'day, g'day, g'day. Welcome to Aussievision. My name is Ted. You can call me Teddy. And this evening I am joined by the lovely Emma. Hey, Emma.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm going so well.
Awesome.
Today we're going to be talking about, or tonight even, we're going to be talking about one of the big hitters of Eurovision 2022, I think. It is Norway, Subwoolfer with Give That Wolf a Banana. So Emma, why don't you kick us off? Can you tell us a little bit about Subwoolfer, because they're kind of mysterious.
They are, and that's one of the talking points of interest about them. So what we do know is that there is Keith, Jim, and DJ Astronaut who make up Subwoolfer, and supposedly they met 4.5 billion years ago on the moon. And yes, they have come to Earth to share their music with us.
That is interesting. I've never been to the moon, so I can't comment on what the musical culture's like up there. I think it's a really authentic cultural experience we're getting here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we're going to be talking a little bit about how we think this is going to go with the televote and then with the jury. We have had the pleasure of the whole Aussievision team casting their votes as to how they think this song is going to go. And if we kick off with the televote, they have come to a decision that this song has a score of, drum roll please, 9.37.
Wow.
And can I just say, my God, that's a big number.
It is indeed, yes.
Do you think that's earned? Do you think that's justified in this case?
For the televote, yes, I do actually. I think this is going to storm at home in the televote. I think, maybe Spain and Ukraine would be the other two that I see it up there with as being a song that is just going to have a very wide demographic appeal. I also think it's one of those songs that, you know, you have an element of people who just love watching Eurovision for this kind of act, you know, and will vote for the zaniest, silliest, craziest thing that they see. And this would have to be right up there with one of the zaniest, silliest, craziest things they will see this year.
I 100% agree. And aside from anything else, it's just really catchy.
It is.
Like, it's fine to admit that sometimes songs get stuck in your head. And it's the sort of thing which I could see both my little brother voting for on like an ironic level, but also like, I think my mum would just think that this is really fun and she would love this. And if
Absolutely.
you're in Eurovision, you want to maximize the number of demographics you're going to be getting. And I think this song will appeal to a very wide variety of people. I also just, one other thing with the televote I think it's worth highlighting is the branding. Like, I think we can sometimes as fans overstate a little bit how much sort of marketing before the contest matters, because a lot of people just watch it on the night. But at the same time, you just know that like Graham Norton and like Joel Creasy and all those people are going to be all over the yellow walls from the moon, and they're going to talk about them in the the postcard, and it's just going to be one of the ones that they keep bringing up throughout the night. It's going to be in all the news reports, and that's going to get them stuck in people's heads. So
absolutely, yeah.
I have a friend who is obsessed with this, and I think it has a very good shot of actually winning the televote, like number one. Let's turn our view over maybe to the jury a little bit. And again, the Aussievision team has casted their votes, and they have given this one a bit of a lower score of 4.87.
Wow, okay.
A little bit. Do you think that's harsh, or do you think that's fair?
Look, yes and no. It does seem harsh, but by the same token, I can't see this having a lot of jury appeal. Obviously, you've got the lyrical content, which, you know, is quite...
lack thereof.
Well, that's right, which is quite unique. And also the other factor is that their faces are covered, so we're not connecting with them on an emotional level. And vocally, the song doesn't really stretch them vocally at all. It's not really about the vocals with this song, obviously. It's about the whole performance. So I think as a jury member, there may be not a lot to like. And I think, unless they were particularly attracted to... so I think one good thing I do like about it it progresses very well. I think it is a good quality EDM song. So if you had a jury member that liked that sort of thing, then yes, there would be some appeal, but I think that would be about it.
Yeah, I think you beat me to it there, because I have a friend who swears black and blue that this is going to win Eurovision.
Wow.
And my response to her is always that if you can point me to the jury member who's going to vote for this, then maybe I'll agree with you.
That's right.
But I think you're right. I think that there's a lot of production quality here. I think if you switch the lyrics off and you don't actually look at it, it does sound like quite high quality. And there is a degree of professionalism there, which, it's not going to top any jurors like list, but all you need to do is slip into sort of the top like few of one or two juries on a panel, and suddenly you have points on the board. So
that's right.
I could see it maybe getting there a little bit. And the other thing that's worth highlighting about this one is that, yes, it's a bit novelty. Yes, it's a little bit silly, but also like, what does the Fox say was like a global hit?
Of course.
It was all over the radio. It was all over the internet. And juries do vote for stuff that sounds a little bit like it could be on the radio. And so it's a long shot. I'm not saying that it's going to win the juries or anything, but I think maybe there's a few isolated points here that can help, because you don't need, if they do really well in the televote, you don't need to necessarily win the juries or anything to get a really good score. So if they can get 30, 40 points off the jury and then win the televote, that's still, top 5, top 10 at the end.
That's right. That's right.
And so I think there's enough here that might save them. I don't think this is going to be a Poland 2016 where they're at the bottom and then they're at the top. Let's move to how you think this is going to go, Emma, because I think we've seen it's very polarized between the televote and the jury. So do you think this is going to qualify out of the semi-final?
Absolutely. I would be shocked if this did not qualify, particularly with all of the publicity that they are going to get in the lead up to the competition. I think there will be people who are looking out specifically for their act. They have a great spot in the running order. They're up second last. They did. And they're between Greece and Armenia, which are both very different songs. So they are going to pop out in that spot. So
we love talking about it, but like there's Greece and there's Armenia and there's the Netherlands and there's Portugal and there's all these gals who are a little bit sad and they got their guitars and stuff. And then you have the yellow walls from the moon. And in that context, they're just going to like explode onto the screen. So 100% agree with you. This is
absolutely
through.
Yeah, and I think particularly people are looking for something a bit sort of happy at the moment. So that absolutely fits the bill.
Please give us something happy, little cat. I beg
That's right. That's right.
And so we both think they're going to go through. But how do you think they're going to go when they get there on the Saturday night?
I would have them. I'm going to say top 10. I'm sort of picturing them sort of probably between 5th and 10th, I'm guessing. I do think there is the odd chance that they could come top 5, but in such a tough year, I'm sort of seeing them maybe around 8th. I'll take a long shot.
I think you're right. I think that's probably the sort of sensible prediction. I will say that if this does, as I think it might, storm the televote and perhaps even win the televote, even if it doesn't do quite as well with the jury, this could pull into like 4th or 5th. I think there is a ceiling to how well something like this can do. I don't think it's going to win, but if you do really well on one half of the scoreboard, it can pull you up into that sort of 4th, 5th, 6th zone where like that's where Kaino came.
Yes.
And acts like that can really push higher than you perhaps think, even if the juries hate them. So top 10, definitely. Top 5, hope so. That'd be fun. So that's that. We're both big fans of this, perhaps a little bit worried about the jury score, though. You can catch Norway and Subwoolfer in the first semi-final in Turin. That will be on the 10th of May or the 11th of May if you're down here in Australia on the other side of the world. And we'll just have to wait and see how they do. Could go either way. Thanks so much for joining me this evening, Emma. It's been a pleasure
talking to you.
Cheers, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.